Formula-fed infants have higher risks of infections such as diarrhea, ear infections, and respiratory infections, chronic disease such as diabetes, obesity, sudden infant death syndrome, and even the risk of death. That sounds scary. That's a quote by Dr. Joan Younger-Meek, who's the chair of the U.S. Board of Breastfeeding. Now, today I'd like to talk to you all about why formula feeding is a problem. Doesn't sound like much of a problem when you first think about it, but it is. I want to talk to you about how nursing can help solve a lot of these problems that we've already said, the obesity, the diseases. I'd like to talk to you about how breastfeeding can change all those things. It's almost a miracle drug. And I'd also like to talk to you about how you can help with that. Now, I realize that everyone I'm talking to today is certainly not a nursing mother, but breastfeeding is very important for society as a whole. Right now, only about 40% of infants who are 6 months old are being nursed. It's not real good, especially when you think about the fact that 73% of infants who are leaving the hospital are being nursed. It really drops off. Back in the 50s, everybody was nursed. It was just the way that it was, and we kind of got away from that. We need to get back into that again. Now, formula feeding is fine as far as nutrition goes. In fact, I've had so many moms who chose not to breastfeed tell me, oh, my doctor says it's just fine, she'll get everything nutritionally that she needs from the formula. While that's true, the babies get everything that they need as far as protein, all the components of breast milk really have not even been discovered. Now, formula feeding's expensive. Forget the fact even that a can of formula costs about $26 a can, and you need one can every week. A lot of money. Many infants are hospitalized for diarrhea. You might not think that, but that happens twice as often in babies that are formula fed as opposed to babies who are breastfed. One hospitalization for diarrhea costs approximately $3,600. That was reported by the AMA in 1998, so it's probably gotten higher since then. That doesn't even include what you would consider when parents have to take off time from work, have to visit the baby. It gets very, very expensive. In 1997, this is reported by the USDA, formula feeding cost WIC $567 million. WIC is the biggest purchaser of formula in the United States. Now, saving money is great, but that's really not even what we want to get into today. Cases of gastrointestinal illnesses such as diarrhea and Crohn's disease, other things like asthma and other asthma-related diseases can be cut in half just by nursing. That's amazing. It's really amazing. And then later in life, forget about even infants, babies have been shown to have higher IQs right at the time that they're learning how to read, approximately 6 to 7 points higher in IQ, and especially when you're thinking about premature babies that really need that boost, that is a big deal. Nursing is so much more sanitary than bottle feeding. If you've ever looked inside a nipple and seen all the goop that's in there and thought about the bacteria, in fact, that's probably the cause of a lot of those cases of diarrhea. When you nurse your baby, you can't replace that with anything, the bonding that you get between mother and child. Now, speaking about moms, we know, we've already established nursing is so good for babies. Nursing is good for mom, too. Nursing lowers the risk of breast and ovarian cancers, heart disease, which a lot of women are being diagnosed with. We never realized that it was such a problem for women, and diabetes. It's convenient. You have it wherever you go. And also, when you nurse, from personal experience, we can tell you that nursing, the weight just drops right off. Now, imagine what the world would be like if more babies nursed. Actually, if we could get everybody to nurse. Think about all those benefits that we saw. Lower rates of disease, less expensive, better for moms, healthier. There's just no arguing. I'd really like to see more babies being nursed. Now, I understand that not all of you are new moms, but this is, as we said, a problem for everybody. We want everybody to be healthier. We want everybody to not have to worry that their tax dollars are being spent on formula that babies don't need. There are so many more important things we can spend that for. I've heard so many people with excuses. Oh, it's too messy. It's hard to do. It hurt. You know what? I have been there, and all of that goes by in a hurry. So, just not a good excuse. I've heard people say, well, I can't because I'm working. Again, I have a coworker who nursed two beautiful babies and no problem at all with pumping, right? I remember going in the office when you were. Now, also another thing, my husband happens to be in the audience today, and my husband, God bless him, was responsible recently for getting a young girl to start nursing, somebody who never would have considered doing it. And if a man can talk to a woman about nursing and be successful with that, anybody can. Don't forget, whenever you leave the hospital, you will have nursing consultants who are there to help you. They're wonderful. You can contact La Leche League, who is, again, another wonderful source. They've been around for years and years and years. You should be proud of nursing. I was online and saw some really cute little t-shirts that said, I eat at Mom's, and I love the restaurant. It was cute. Now, we have so many benefits that we've talked about today that nursing can provide. Protection against diseases and infection. Later in life health benefits for mom. I just want you to remember at this time of year that Santa Claus was a breastfed baby. Santa Claus is over 800 years old and he is still healthy. Every single year he's out there doing his job. Santa Claus goes down I don't know how many chimneys every year. He must not have asthma if he can handle that. Santa Claus is really, really smart too. He remembers all those kids' names. So at this wonderful time of year, if you can, please give the gift of human milk to somebody. Thank you and happy holidays.